What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So you know what it's too early to talk about? It's too early to talk about fall fragrances. I know, it's still hot as shit outside. But there gets a certain point in the seasons where I'm ready for the next season. Because I love my freshies. But after months of wearing freshies, I'm ready for something slightly heavier, greener, denser, spicier, smokier, woodsier. More florals, more leather, resins, the things, all the things, sticky ambers, I'm ready for some autumn fragrances, even though I'm not necessarily going to be able to really transition into any of these at the moment. It's just too hot for most of them. Some of them can be worn right now, sure. And yes, I know what some will say, wear whatever you want, whenever you want. Okay, but when you have over 2,000, kind of pays to be a little seasonal and a little situational. Kind of structure your collection a bit so it technically gets more use than if I just wear whatever the hell all the time. The same like 10 or 15 fragrances would probably get worn year round because they just dumb reach. So that's my logic behind it. Agree or disagree, don't matter. It's my rotations, right? So we got 15. Could have definitely did more than 15. We got a combination niche designer and so on. Very much looking for, some of these are very new to the collection. A lot of these are very new and some of them are just personal favorites. And I'm eager to wear them. There's links down below if you want to check any of them out. You don't have to buy nothing to watch this video, but it is there for your convenience. So let's dive into them. Stay tuned. This first one is new for this year, and I actually find it a little on the fresh side to where I can definitely wear it in the evenings right now. It's not too sweet and powdery and leathery, but definitely going to be better in the fall. We're talking about Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandal Intense, the newest flanker. I really, really like this one. I don't necessarily like it more than Absolute. I think Absolute is still the best one, but I would put this over the Le Parfum. That freshness, and it's a bit more powdery. It's still sweet. The whole line is sweet, but it's like a soft powdered, light, soft brown leather kind of thing with the sweetness of the profile that's already there, that caramelly type sweetness. And it's, I don't know, this brightness to the fragrance. It's just really good. I quite like it. If you like sweet designers, this is yet another really good sweet designer release from Jean-Paul Gaultier that just isn't in the best situation to wear yet. But the fall, I think, will be ideal. I smell it floating in the air. It's powdery right off Jump Street. I love that. I like the powdery fragrances in the fall. And definitely looking forward to wearing this one. Performance is no slouch in a little bit of test sprays that I've done so far. I haven't done a full wearing on it yet, but I'm very eager to get this one in the rotation. 2025 release, Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal Intense. One that I scooped up months ago that definitely has some elegance to it. Since I started getting more into the earthy vetivers in the last year and a half or 2 years, I finally got around to getting this. I do like the deeper smell to the eau de parfum, though it dries down basically to the eau de parfum. We're talking Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver Parfum. Definitely happy to have this one. It's got a nice earthy, spicy tone to it. Definitely on the spicy side. The saffron really shines in this fragrance. I think this is more of a semi-casual, semi-formal, however you'd like to call it. Kind of in between, like chinos and a nice Henley or a polo or a nice button-up, something along those lines, on up to a suit and tie formal occasion. I think this is just a really good, elegant, masculine, woody fragrance, nice and earthy and spicy. Just definitely looking forward to it. Really good quality. Tom Ford, they don't have over-the-top, super synthetic, cheap-smelling fragrances, and they shouldn't because they charge a pretty penny for their fragrances. I'm just really happy to have this one. I haven't had the situation of the season since I got it. It's really wear it. I got it early spring, and I had a couple instances, like my brother's wedding, for example, that would have worked, but I had other things lined up to wear, so I'm definitely looking forward to the fall. I have some things coming up where I have that attire more often these days. I got a lot more going on off camera these days. I'm not always in gym attire like I was for the longest stretch. So in the fall, I'm definitely going to get this one in the rotation. Eager to finally get some good wearings out of this one. It is really good stuff. Redundant if you have the EDP, though. Tom Ford Grey Vetiver Parfum. Underappreciated, underrated, already extremely affordable release for this year. I actually think it's better than the original. because of this sticky green fir balsam resin. It's a little bit heavier, but it's still got the fresh citrus smell of the original L'Eau d'Issey. We've got Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey Eau de Parfum. I don't know how many people have really given this a shot yet. You can get it in the $50 range for the 4.2 already. Like, the Issey flankers, for the L'Eau d'Issey flankers specifically, they tend to fall in the like high 40s to low 60s range, like within like 45 days of them releasing. They don't stay at, they hit discounters pretty rapidly when they release. And they're kind of unsung heroes of originality. Like most Issey fragrances don't smell like other things. The occasional one will remind you of stuff, but like Solar Lavender was great. I think L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver was even better. That's such a simple but beautiful fragrance. I mean, Wood and Cedar, Eau and Cedre, the watery cedar fragrance, Wood and Wood's really good. Like just, the list goes on and on, but this one I think might be the best flanker. Yeah, because it's truly the original, modernized, thickened up a little bit. It's more of a sticky green resinous smell to it. It's more foresty, piney forest green kind of thing going. The fir balsam shines. I know not everybody's a fan of a fir balsam note. I love it in a fragrance, especially when it's prominent and not just supportive. It is the dominating note here. Aside from that citrus, you still, like I said, the original's DNA is so present here, but you can tell it's a richer fragrance. Like it's not just a concentration upgrade. They richened up the profile with some of the oils they've added. Most notably, like I keep saying, the fir balsam. Performance is above average, not a beast, but like for the money, this is one of the best releases of the year, I think. If you like woody greens or you're a fan of the original and want what I think is the kind of ultimate version available to date, I want to check it out. I'm excited to get it back in rotation. L'Eau d'Issey Pour Homme EDP. I don't know how many people feel this way. I think this is one of the 5 best designers released this year. I love it. Yeah, it dries down true to the original's DNA like a flanker should. But this Lava Rocks Accord gives this kind of bitter, dry, orange smell. It's spiced. There's a little hint of coffee. Terre d'Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense. Oh, buddy, what a great fragrance. I think this is fantastic. This is such a good, this one's going to get sprayed on skin. I think this is remarkable. I'm so happy they released this. This and Eau Givenchy are my 2 favorites in the line. And I love me some Terre d'Hermès Parfum. And I have Eau Intense Vetiver. What a challenge that opening really is for me. It's still funky to this day to me. The dry down's magnificent if you want like a funky, earthy Vetiver. But this, it's captivating. If you've ever been around a lava rock filled garden or around a bag of lava rocks at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, you know that distinctive smell. They definitely recreated it here. Like it's photorealistic to a freaking pile of lava rocks. And while that might not sound appealing in a fragrance, I actually think it really is. It makes it very different. This makes for a unique flanker. Because who does lava rocks with coffee and all? It's kind of weird. Mixed with Terre d'Hermès DNA because it dries down into that, typical woody smell of the vetiver that ties to this fragrance. A little bit of citrus. It's so good. It's hard to just sniff on nonstop directly though because it is a very dry scent in the opening. But I love the originality of how the route they went with this one. Big fan. Top 5 release of the year overall to me, not just top 5 designer release of the year. I think top 5 overall release of 2025. I can't wait to get this back in the rotation. It is a little too heavy for the high heat. It definitely choke you out. It's Terre d'Hermès Eau de Parfum Intense. Now, people relate this one most to Sauvage Elixir and Creed Absolute Ventus. And sure, the spiciness and the woods and everything and the citrus kind of ties to it. But it's a little bit sweeter than both. I want to say there might be tonka bean in here or something sweetening up. But in some ways, this is kind of a better purchase. Obviously, money-wise, it's a better purchase. But profile-wise, I think it might be a better purchase than Sauvage Elixir or Creed Absolute Ventus. It's Explorer Extreme. I sprayed this one on my hand the other day when I was gathering, because I've had this video topic lined up for, several days over here on this little tray. And I've been waiting on, what day do I want to do the video. And this is the one I sprayed on my hand. And me and the wife absolutely love this one. This is so good. Love the bottle, too. Love what they did with the bottle. This is, in my opinion, hands down the best of the Explorers. This is the 4th one in the line. I think it's better than the original, better than Platinum, way better than Ultra Blue. It's not even close with Ultra Blue, but it really brings to life that original Explorer smell, that kind of twist on Aventus. Spice it up, kind of leather it up a little bit, but sweeten it up as well without being too sweet. I think it's it is a cross between all of the above of what smells like Elixir and Sauvage Elixir and Absolute Aventus and Supremacy Collector's Edition and Club de Nuit Precious and all the things, but it's sweeter than all of them. And I think that's what makes it different enough to where in some ways it might be better than all of them. If you like sweet, it's not overly sweet, but compared to them, it's hands down the sweet one of the bunch. I think it's well done. Good job, Montblanc. And yeah, I'm very eager to wear it this fall. Performance above average on this one as well, not quite a beast, but Montblanc Explorer Extreme. A modern classic that will go down as a timeless classic when it's said and done. When it comes to leather in the fall, there's one particular profile that jumps out. Ombre leather from Tom Ford, our second Tom Ford in this video. Yeah, a little white floral, a little sweet, a little kind of, touch of like fruity sweetness. Not really the raspberry smell of Tuscan leather, but man, I actually like this more than Tuscan leather's profile. It's just absolutely beautiful. I go back and forth every year on if I like this one or the Parfum more. Eau d'Ombre leather is really good, but I think end of the day, if you're going to get one, the original is definitely the way to go. That is just magnificence in a freaking black, elegant, smooth bottle. Just such a beautiful fragrance. It really is. You can wear it casually. You can wear it dressed up. It's got that edge to it, kind of that bad boy feel, if you will. Just a beautiful fragrance. Spiced, a little raw and rough and tumble without being, challenging and super animalic or anything like that. It's a good one. What a good one. Can't wait to get it back in the rotation this fall. Tom Ford Ombre Leather. One of my top fives from the brand. I'm a big Mancera guy. And this is way too much for the heat, but when fall rolls around, cherry cola, spice, powdered sweetness from, I believe, some Tonka bean. Great performance. Highly complimented Tonka Cola. Big fan. I only wear it during the fall, really, and maybe on occasion it might fall into the December rotation, December, January. This is so good because the spice kind of acts as, I've always described it as acting like the carbonation of the cherry Coke. The way the spice comes across. It's strong too. 5 sprays of this is some potent stuff. Love it. Absolutely love it. You got to like the cherry cola vibe, obviously, but I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. Cherry cola, nice and ambery, warm, sweet, powdery, nice and spiced. Like I said, a lot of spice that gives it that edge, that kind of carbonated feel to the soda. It's just really good. I can't wait to get it in the rotation. It's been a long time since I've worn it now. It's Mancera Tonka Cola. Now this one I do think is superior to the original This Is Him. This is Zadig and Voltaire. This is really him. Love how they named it. Like, yeah, this is him, but this is really him. I agree completely because it takes everything that was good about that smoked ambery vanilla smell of the original and adds basically Voltaire's DNA plus metallic notes. Like it's very metallic, orange blossom, vanilla woods with a little bit of smoke. Like I said, take This Is Him, take Voltaire, blend them up. Now add metallic notes. Make it metallic. You get This Is Really Him. I think it's better than either Voltaire on its own or anything that smells like it, Liquid Brune and Island Vanilla Dunes, like any of the Voltaire stuff. I think this is better than any of those. And I think it's better than This Is Him. Or if you were to layer it, somebody, well, what if I just layer them? I got both. Still me missing the metallic notes. So, just saying. Beautiful fragrance. Another above average performer. A little too heavy for the summer, but I think ideal for the fall. God, that's so good. Kind of that little scratchiness to the orange blossom. Like I said, it's got that cold steel smell, those metallic notes. It's a little fizzy, almost aldehydic and on the bright side with woody vanilla. Little hints of spice, a light smokiness, but not smoky like the original. Because the original This Is Him and fragrances like Mercedes-Benz Club Black, they have more of a smokiness than this, but there's a little puff of smoke here, a little pinch of that incensey smell. Just absolutely stunning stuff. Nobody talks about this fragrance. Is it redundant if you have the original? A bit, but still, I think far superior with what they added here. So I agree with how they named it. Yeah, the black bottle, This Is Him. But this one, this is really him. I couldn't agree with the way they did this more. Zadig and Voltaire, this is really him. Now look, I'm going to wear the Ombre. I'm going to spend more time with it. But for me, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme is the one still. I just love that coffee, spice, woods, iris, all the things that are great about this dries into that vanilla smell. I believe it's a bourbon vanilla. I just love this fragrance. This was top 2 designer release of 2024 for me. That is so freaking good. Those creamy, balmy, woody smell. Man, they really elevated the original Society with this one. And I know a lot of people love them some Ombre. I still think this is the best of the 3. I would put Ombre at number 2. But yeah. Wow factor fragrance for me when it comes to designers, which is hard to get that from a mid-level designer fragrance line. But they achieve it here. Society Extreme. Can't wait to get it back in the rotation. This one's kind of bordering beast mode. This is like beastly kind of performance for me. This one's really strong. But yeah, woody iris, spices, and coffee and vanilla. It's good. Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. Ready to spend some time with this. We have the new formulation. You'll notice the juice color is a little bit lighter. They removed the birch tar, but it's still super smoky, spicy. All those elements are still here. Leather and woods and all that. Zaharoff Signature Leather Tabac. This is the newest version. You notice that juice color is more of a like faded yellowish color, almost like a burnt yellow versus that dark orange color. That very, very amber heavy color that we had of the original. Whew, man, the smoky notes are enhanced greatly. I guess to kind of counter the removal of the birch tar. Because it's like, I think it's smoky-er. But it's also bright-er at the top. It's a brighter fragrance. I think this lends itself to more occasions because it's not as over-the-top pungent and heavy as the original. In some ways, it's better. The original's a masterpiece. The original, it's pretty hard to like say anything even remotely close to negative about that fragrance, in my opinion. It's absolutely stunning. I think it's one of the greatest creations Claude's ever made. Signature Leather Tabac, the original formula. But man, he managed to reform. It had to be reformulated. They had no choice, but they didn't lose any strength. Still a mega crazy monster. They still managed to keep it smoky, arguably smokier. And they managed to brighten it up a little bit without losing what leather tabac is. Very earthy, spicy, animalic, in your face, uber masculine. This is a statement maker. This is one of those just walk in the room, holy shit, who smells like that? It's amazing. They kept that element here for sure. So I'm eager to get it on skin. Well, I mean, aside from test sprays, but give some full wearings this fall with the new formula of Zaharoff Signature Leather Tabac. Now, the Le Parfum, I'm eager to wear on those really cold days, but on the, cooler, milder fall days, Mercedes-Benz Intense, I think, is always a great option for the Fahrenheit DNA. Not as leathery as the original, but still has all the violet and citruses, the greens, the woods, all the things other than the leather accord. Yeah, that's great. If you like Fahrenheit's DNA, you're going to like Mercedes-Benz Intense. Great performer as well. Cheap $30-some-odd fragrance for a 4-ounce bottle. And 8 hours easy in longevity. 2 hours of really solid projection. This one's a well above average performer. I wouldn't call it a beast, but well above average. Click or two below being a beast, at least in my experience. Has it, dress it up, dress it down. Quarter zip, half zip, 3/4 zip. Any of the, the Henleys and stuff like that, where it's not just, basic graphic tee, but a little bit dressier beyond that, like semi-formal, semi-casual range. On up to dressy occasion, I think is what suits this best. Of course, you can wear it with a t-shirt, but I think it's a little more professional in some ways than something I would just want to wear with a t-shirt. But definitely ready to get this one in the rotation this fall. I didn't wear it much last fall. I wore the Le Parfum more last year because it was newer to my collection. So, yeah, definitely eager to get it in the rotation this fall. Mercedes-Benz Intense. This one blew my mind earlier in the year. I gave this a 9.75, almost perfection. It takes, I think, with everything that's good about Nishane Ani and makes it more animalic and funky. And the notes wouldn't tell you that with Perroy Goldfawn. Man, what a pleasant surprise this fragrance was. Because they just list like cedar, vanilla, and sandalwood. It's a 3-note fragrance, of course, but it is like funky and animalic. It's not just cedar wood and sandalwood. I'm sorry, they're just not listing the full formula. Oh my God, that is magnificent. This is one of the best fragrances I've smelled this year. One of the best fragrances I've smelled in the last few years. I love this stuff. If you like Nishane Ani, you're bound to love the hell out of this because it's not redundant to Ani. When I say similar to, I don't mean it's redundant because this is elevated. There's more going on here. It's not as spicy as something like Ani, but the overall woody vanilla DNA of it is present here. Just like I said, more funky, more animalic, more woodsy for sure. Beastly performance as well. This, it's terrible for the summer, I think. I'm just eager to get it on skin this fall. Again, that's Perroy Goldfawn. Oldie but a goodie. I've had the EDT for so many years because it's so redundant to the EDT. That's why I just put it off forever. Finally bit the bullet just to have it and add it to the collection. And what the hell, let's get some wares in this fall with a date night classic. Dolce Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. Yeah, I just recently got a bottle. Can't believe you didn't have that. Well, I don't just buy every damn thing because it legitimately is super redundant to the EDT. I had the EDT first and it was like, it's like having the same fragrance that lasts 2 hours longer. It's literally that redundant. It's a little bit sweeter and warmer, but I mean, it's not some big drastic difference. It's crazy redundant to the EDT. No denying that sweet ambery tobacco smell being just amazing for date nights. When in doubt, you can get away with Dolce & Gabbana The One. It will work. Wife's a fan. Most wives are fans, from my understanding. Definitely a beautiful fragrance. Played out? No, I don't think so. I think a lot of people moved away from this one over time to other things. I even think La Nuit de l'Homme's probably not played out anymore because the hype time passed a few years ago for that. So going back to these hype-worthy modern classics, I think is the time. It's the time now. It's where you might be the only person at the restaurant wearing Dolce & Gabbana The One. Where a few, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, might have been a bunch of y'all wearing it. Times change. Times change. But classics never die. This is a classic. I'm glad to have it in the collection finally, and I will give it some run this fall. It is Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. Even though it's got a freshwater accord, the oak moss here gives it some hefty green spiciness. It's basically niche Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. It is Fougeres Marine. I think if you like Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger, you owe it to yourself to buy this. This is one of those rare times I would encourage the blind buy. It's around $70 from discounters when you can find it in stock. And if you are a fan of the original Tommy cologne, you should own this. If you're big on that one, you should own this. This is as close as we've ever gotten to a high-quality, long-lasting, great-performing version. It's like 90% accurate overall. It's a simple breakdown of like oak moss, fresh water, and like musk or some shit like that. I forgot. It's like 3 or 4 notes. Nothing crazy. But it straight up smells like Tommy. A little bit more aquatic than Tommy as it dries down. But overall, the opening, you'll be like, holy shit, that's Tommy cologne. But Montale's quality and Montale's crazy performance. That's what makes it a little bit better for the fall. I'd wear Tommy during the summer because it's light, fresh, 3-hour fragrance, But for the fall, this. You can wear it year-round technically, but I think it's really good in the spring and the fall. It's Montale, Fougeres Marine. A little bit of booze, a little bit of coconut and leather, kind of a strange one. Dries down to this like aquatic ambergris, but it's also a very powdery, sweet, boozy, leathery fragrance. A hint tropical, like it's oddly fresh. When you see the note breakdown, you'd be like, there's no way that's fresh. Fresh enough for those warm days. I've even worn it in the summer, though I would think it's better for spring and fall. But anytime wear, Sphinx fragrances, vanilla Azure. This stuff's amazing. It's a powdery, fresh vanilla. Like I said, a hint of coconut, no sunscreen smell. Hint of coconut, a soft leather, and I believe it's ambergris that gives it kind of that odd aquatic kind of watery dry down. It's like a watery musk kind of smell when it dries down. Oh, man. Rich but fresh. That's my favorite thing about it. It's a dichotomous blend in many ways. Yeah, some of that definitely got on my arm. Get a little bit of that coconut vanilla combo that just gives a little bit of a tropical vibe, but I wouldn't call it some beach fragrance by any means. Again, leather, woods, powdery vanilla. Just, Definitely a good one from Sphinx. There's a lot I could put right here from them that are just great for the fall, but this one's the one that kind of just I've been gravitating towards when the fall rolls around. Last year I wore this one a decent amount, like 2 or 3 times in the fall. Looking to get it back in the rotation this fall as well. Again, from Sphinx Fragrances. Get it to focus. Highly reflective. There we go. Vanilla Azure. Well, that's the 15. That's not the only 15. That's just the main 15 where it's like a few of them, because they're new to the collection, I'm just eager to wear them. Like I might have got them end of the year last year or earlier this year, and I've just been waiting for the right time. Or like, for example, Gentleman's Society Extreme. I just love the shit out of that fragrance, and I want to wear it again. New version of Leather Tabac. That is way too much for the summer. But then I got 1, 2, 3, 4 2025, 2025 releases that I haven't even got to the perfect season for them yet, so I haven't really got to wear them. So, Scandal Intense, Low Dissy EDP, and so on, which I did wear Low Dissy EDP twice already, but the fall, it's the best season for a frag head, because you can get away with spring, summer, fall, and winter fragrances all in that season. Those transitional seasons, you can get away with a lot depending on your climate, at least if you're looking for best suited. You can wear anything you want anytime, obviously, but I like to be seasonal. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Again, there's links down below if you want to check anything out. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you on the next one.